And good evening, viewers. Thanks for joining us for another great episode of Coca-Cola Sports Scene on your number one for sports in 2013 MTV. Yes, as usual, we have a great show lined up for you. We'll be joined later on in the show by our good friend Meke Maino of Port Moresby Rugby League, yes, as he gives us an update on yesterday's matches heading up towards grand final day. And also, we caught up with Team Kumu before they left our show today in preparation for the World Cup. And also, we'll be later joined on the show by Sports Minister himself as he gives us an update on the venues, yes, in preparation for the 2015 games. And without further ado, yes, the governor of Enga province, yes, Honorable Peter Ipatas, yes, there's some great news for you Enga people out there, yes, receiving financial backing for the name of sports. And we take a look at that press conference that was held today.
We have here our wonderful governor from Enga province, who is here to receive from the Sports Enhancement Program a cheque for 500,000 kina, $500,000, through the request from his provincial government and him as the governor, head of the provincial government, to upgrade the soccer fields and rugby fields of Enga. Now, this Sports Enhancement Program's all about getting the funding to enhance the sports in the districts and provinces of Papua New Guinea. Now, this has never been done before, and I want to make sure that we thank our Prime Minister, Honourable Peter O'Neill, for approving, with NEC and this government, approving this Sports Enhancement Program, because what it does, it now puts the funds for sports right in the grassroots level, right into the districts, upgrading those facilities that have been run down for so many years, and also enhancing the sporting abilities of all our young men and women in Papua New Guinea, that they can have proper facilities to play on and to utilise. And that's very, very important.
Today, Minister, I am pleased to be here today to receive the cheque on behalf of the people of Enga province. Enga being isolated like many other provinces, I think the provincial governments and also the open members need to step up to work with you, Minister, to see that our facilities in the districts and the provinces are developed, and also give our athletes, our young people in the rural areas an opportunity to actually participate in sports events that they want to participate in. In this instance, we put in a request when the minister came out to Enga province for the Coca-Cola Ipatas Cup game, and he actually physically saw the field.
Yeah.
And obviously, he saw that there needs to be improvement on our rugby league field. And so, following his visit, we put in an application to the minister, and I'm thankful. I would like to, on behalf of the people, once again, thank you, Minister, for your quick response. And it also demonstrates your desire to seeing the rural areas also benefit from the budgetary allocations that the national government is putting in terms of sports. And of course, in my position as governor, I've always said that those who are in the rural areas do not really get an opportunity to showcase their talents. And when the national government comes in to assist in this kind of manner, it also gives us the push or the impetus to do what we are doing. So obviously, there are some hidden talents wherever our kids are throughout the country. So I'm glad that we have this partnership with the national government to improving the field. With the money that we've got, we've also allocated our own counterpart fund of another 500,000 to make it 1 million kina to actually upgrading the rugby league field.
And there you have it. Good news, yes, for sports, for the people of Enga province. Well, we go for a break now. When we come back, our good friend Meke Maino gives us an update on the road towards the grand final for the Port Moresby Rugby League competition. You're watching Coca-Cola Sports Scene. Yes, and welcome back to Coca-Cola Sports Scene. And we're joined by our good friend Meke Minor from Port Moresby Rugby League, who gives us yet another roundup of the competition. Tell us a bit about the match that happened on the weekend.
We had a most peaceful, enjoyable Sunday of rugby league yesterday. So many times we get crowd disturbances and all that, but yesterday was different, and the crowd attendance was above average for our standard, our local competition standard, and that I owe it partly to this interview last week, as well as our two write-ups in the papers, and we thank the crowd for that, getting behind the local league to support.
All right, Meke, tell us all the results that happened on the match yesterday.
We had the quarterfinals for the men divisions, the under-19 and A grade, and the major and minor semi-final for the women competition. The results are in the A grade division. Souths came out very hot and shot off to an early flying start with 2 tries and never looked back. They went off to 16 points to 12 lead at the break over the defending premiers, Edaranu Dekenai Construction, the Warriors, and went on and put an end to the defending premiers trying to put back-to-back grand final appearances. And that was in the first game. In the other quarterfinal match, Tarangao went off the block and led at halftime 20 points to 0 over LNA Construction Connie Tigers. And despite a comeback in the second half from the Tigers with 16 unanswered points, they fell short, and Tarangao went on to win 20 points to 16. That's in the other quarterfinals. And so for next week, we see the semi-finals in the shape of Magani play Tarangao and Brothers play Souths. That's how it is in the A grade. In the under-19 matches, Paga Panthers beat Souths, who were our minor premiers. Souths unfortunately bowed out from the competition with a tune of 14 points to 10. In the second quarterfinal match for the under-19 division, Connie Storm 8 defeated Connie Tigers 4. The match went into extra time after they were both locked at 4 points apiece at full time. And in the women semi-finals, in the major semi-final, Hohola Flies booked themselves the first grand final spot by defeating Parishko PNG Port Sisters 12 points to 8. And in the minor semi-final, Tarangao and Butterflies were locked at full time, 8 points apiece, and that extra time will be played tomorrow afternoon here.
So what are we looking forward to for this weekend? What teams should we be watching out for?
We have the semi-finals on Sunday. We will see, as I mentioned a while ago, we will see Tarangao take on Magani and Brothers take on Souths. That will be the semi-final. And then the week after that, the 2 winners will advance to the grand final. And in the under-19 matches, we will see Paga Panthers play Dobo Warriors. Dobo Warriors in the under-19 division are our defending premiers. And Connie Storm will play Hanumbar Hawks in the other semi-final. Again, the 2 winners there will advance to the grand final a week after that. And in the women division, we'll see the preliminary final. That's the winner of tomorrow afternoon's extra time playoff between Tarangao and Butterflies to play Sisters. The winner will meet Hohola Flies in the grand final the week after that on the 27th.
Okay, Meke, who do you think are the favorites for this year's grand final?
As I mentioned in this interview last week, our minor premiers, Magani, they deserve their place as a minor premiers, and therefore I think they stand as favorites to win the competition. But you cannot discount the display of Souths over the weekend, how they came off the block to a flying start and put away our defending premiers, the Warriors. And then Tarangao to hold on and win against Red Hot Tigers side. This also you cannot just dismiss like that. So all 4 teams are very strongly geared up, including Brothers. So there's Brothers, Magani, Souths, and Tarangao. It's a 4-way race, and like I said, Magani deserve their favoritism there.
Okay, so if you're here in Port Moresby, Lloyd Robson Oval is where you should be this Sunday. And quickly, Meke, give the details. What time do gates open and gate fees?
The gates will open from 9 o'clock, and our first game will start at 9:30 with the women match, followed by the 2 under-19 matches, and then the 2 A-grade matches. I'd like to also take this opportunity to thank our handful of policemen on the ground yesterday to ensure there was no disruptions to the games, and we acknowledge the policemen for that, and hopefully we'll get those people to come back again and help us in the coming semi-final matches on Sunday. We'd also like to thank our major sponsor, SP Brewery, and the women competition sponsor, Digicel PNG. They've been with us all through the best of the last 3 years. For our major sponsor, SP Brewery, they've been here over many years to thick and thin. So for that, we'd like to acknowledge them, and I also would like to acknowledge our referees who have been with us. Without the referees, we cannot play our games. For that, I'd like to thank our referees for another wonderful year of rugby league again, and my ground staff and the game day casuals. They've always ensured that they get behind the programs and the draws that I put up to ensure that games are brought to the players as well as the followers. Thank you.
All right, but we'll see you next week then when you give us another roundup of Sunday's matches.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll go for a break now. Still on the sport of rugby league, yes, Team Kumul. We caught up with them at the press conference today right before they left. That's after the break. Yes, and welcome back. You're watching Coca-Cola Sports Scene. And before Team Kumul left our shores today, they held a press conference. And we'll take a look at how the team is shaping towards the World Cup.
Last night the team got together, and it was a nice moment actually, because we brought in our first captain for the Papua New Guinea Kumals, which is a man by the name of Paul Chu. And whilst he was there, we also nominated and announced our captain, who was Neville Costigan. So Neville is a great choice for us. Yeah, Neville's a great choice for us. He fits in, ticks all the boxes that we're looking for as a leader and a mentor for all the other players, and someone with a lot of experience, and all the players are looking forward to playing beside him and doing their best.
Yeah, we've got a pretty good side. We've trained with the boys over the last few days now, and they all seem pretty good. They're good players. But I'll be going out there for captain and give my best every week in, week out, and hopefully we can come away with a few wins. Yeah, definitely. I've never thought of even captaining the side or whatever, and but when I got the call up the other night to be captain, and I was proud as punch and honoured, and I feel privileged to captain a good side and a good bunch of boys as well. Second World Cup with the team Kumul, so last World Cup was a good camp, probably best footy trip of my career, and hopefully this one will be the same and win more games. Mel's won 8 straight games in Origin, and he's a high-class coach, and Lammy, he's one of those coaches that knows his stuff. So under their coaching and structure, we should go a long way.
It's been a long season. We've had 5 camps now, and only 1 match. So apart from the Reds versus Golds match, one match together as a squad, and it's been a long time coming, but we finally got here, and we've prepared pretty good. The squad was finalised this week with the inclusions of the international players. There's still 2 players to be added from the UK with Menzieri and Jason Chan. Both players are playing in great form over there. Menzieri is breaking records, try-scoring records, and Jason Chan's a chance of being one of the selected in the Super League Team of the Year over there. So they're going to be 2 great additions to our squad, and preparations have been ongoing, and we're working hard, and we're excited about the next month or so of football.
Well, it's a very enjoyable experience. I'm very satisfied with the way the team's been prepared. As Adrian said, we have a number of camps and we've played a number of games, and I think we've picked our best footy side to do this country proud. They're a great bunch of young people who understand their expectations of this country. They understand that they need to play to their potential to be successful, and that's our challenge. Our challenge is yes, we've set some goals around the quarterfinals. But our challenge is from individually and as a group to play as best as we possibly can, and let outcomes just happen. We've got to make sure that we're involved with making sure that we play well. Every tackle and every run, every pass. So we're really focused on our own preparation, and if we get that right, and we've got a tremendous attitude and passion and desire when they put the Kumul jersey on, we'll do well.
In the 2008 World Cup, we had a pretty tough pool, a tough draw in Australia, New Zealand and England, and it doesn't get much harder than that. So it's a hard one to compare that to this, but we're just focused on the boys that are here at the moment. We've got a really young squad. I think probably our youngest squad we've ever had. As in experience, we're the second highest rated team for bringing local players based behind the USA. We've got 14 and 7 internationals, and I think only the USA have got more local players than we have. Every other country has got players playing in the NRL or Super League. So that's credit to our boys. It's an opportunity and shows that we're putting a lot of faith in our local Digicel Cup players. But we've spent a lot of time and effort into maturing them, both mentally as what we call a smart warrior, both on and off the field. And it's an ongoing process, but we're in it for the long term, and the players have developed this year.
Unfortunately, James Segaro can't be part of the side. He's unfortunately got an injury, a pectoral muscle injury. It's a slight tear in his pectoral, and unfortunately that the time between now and him playing, there's not enough time for him to play for the national side. So with that in mind, we've still got 23 players as part of our squad, and we've brought in Joe Bruno from the Gurus to come in, who's been part of our program since beginning of the year, and we know that Joe coming to the side, he's excited by being here, and he won't let our nation down. They're very talented players, and they've just got to realise how good they are. So, like I said, part of our challenge is, from an individual point of view, is to prepare really well, get the basics right, and perform when it matters. And that's something that we have to constantly be addressing, from day to day in our preparation. And obviously, when we play, we want to play to the best of our abilities, and we don't want to have any more greater pressure than that. And the expectation that we put on ourselves is enormous, and we do understand how popular and how huge rugby league is in Papua New Guinea, and I know that we'll have 7 million people following us in the World Cup. But from a playing perspective, we've got to make sure that individually we prepare really well, and our own personal expectations will be enough. I know they all want to play to their potentials, and if we do that, and we do that collectively as a group, well then, and that belief comes into the footy side, well, we don't know what could happen, and I'm very excited about the future. I mean, this is only the first step of a 5-year plan, and we'll do well in this World Cup, and but watch us go in 4 years' time.
Yes, and we do wish Team Kumul all the best in their lead-up match and the matches at the World Cup. We'll go for a break now. When we come back on the other side, yes, we join the Sports Minister, who talks about an update on the venues in preparation for the Pacific Mini Games. You're watching Coca-Cola Sports Scene. Yes, and welcome back to Coca-Cola Sports Scene. Unfortunately, it is the time where we do wrap up another great show for another week. But before we go, we caught up with the Sports Minister, who gave us an update on the venues, yes, in preparation for the 2015 Pacific Games.
Firstly, the Sejongkai Stadium, outdoor stadium, has been awarded to Fletcher Morrobie, NEC approved, and they have received their resolution and letter of commencement, which now will go to the Governor-General for signing ASAP, which is, I feel very confident to know that an international company like Fletcher Morrobie will be building the outdoor stadium. They will be guided and looked after by Peddlethorpe and Becker, who are some of the biggest architectural firms in the world to ensure that the job is finished by March 2015. So the outdoor stadium is now moving forward. For the Games Village, Curtin Brothers have started work already, and the situation is that we are now moving forward with looking at being 6 months ahead of schedule by the end of the year for the Games Village, because Curtin Brothers have been engaged as a subcontractor to China Railway to move these things forward. For the aquatic centre and indoor stadium that caters for volleyball and netball, volleyball, basketball and swimming, that is going leaps and bounds. If you have a drive past the old Tarama Leisure Centre, you'll see the construction being well advanced once again by Fletcher Morrowby. And we are very confident that they will finish right on time and have the 2 swimming pools plus the indoor stadium and everything completed, ready for the Pacific Games. Tomorrow, I believe, at 3 o'clock, we have the signing of the final trustee deeds for the Lloyd Robson Oval, where Oil Search will officially take over those facilities and start construction. They'll demolish the whole of Lloyd Robson Oval and start a brand new stadium, which will be ready once again for 2015. As you'll see, for the trustee and the takeover of Hubert Murray Stadium, you see that it's already been demolished, it's already been cleared out. Curtin Brothers have taken over the site and they will start their construction as of the end of this week. So they plan to have the 15,000 seat stadium ready by the beginning of 2015, ready for the Pacific Games as well. So we've got a bit of a bonus here, because Hubert Murray Stadium was not going to be upgraded as big as the others, but because Curtin Brothers wants to come on board and assist and leave a lasting legacy, they are putting in 14 million kina of their own funding and become a private-public partnership to build this brand new stadium at Hubert Murray. So it's an absolute blessing, and so we're going to have 3 state-of-the-art brand new stadiums in Port Moresby by the beginning of 2015.
Yes, and there you have it. Great news leading up towards the Pacific Mini Games that will be held here in Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea. Well, it's another show wrapped and done, dusted. We'll see you next Monday evening. And wherever you will be spectating or taking part in sports this weekend, do stay safe and enjoy the sport. Until next Monday, it's goodbye from us.